Hey, Dan.
Hey, Alex.
Back for another episode.
We are. I'm mesmerized by what's going on here.
I know. It's like a cauldron. Isn't that crazy?
It is.
I know we typically start with games.
We do.
But I think tonight I'm going to start with a drink. A bubbling drink.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need to know more.
But here, we're back for another episode of Boards and Bottles, right? The show where we pair excellent board games with exceptionally tasty beverages. So don't forget to like our video, obviously, subscribe to our channel, and find us on social media. And definitely put some comments in the comments section, because we love our commenters.
Absolutely.
Thank you. So, today, it's obviously a little bit of a holiday coming up, right?
Yeah. I feel a little underdressed.
We are...
Underprepared.
Well, you didn't know what I was bringing today.
No.
You walked in and saw this and were like, what is happening?
Yeah.
My little dry ice craziness.
It is.
Well, listen, I'm first going to tell you that I love drinks of a season. I love making drinks that other people haven't really heard of or tasted. So we're in fall. We're fully in fall. Halloween's just around the corner.
Yep.
And so to me, apple cider is one of those amazing fall things. I know people are on the fence of like pumpkin spice or apple cider. I'm an apple cider guy.
I love apple cider.
So I made an apple cider margarita tonight.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know how many margaritas I've had so far in 2023?
How many?
0.
Well, you're about
This is
to
my
have
first
one. So what makes this drink really exceptional is obviously the pivot, right, from a regular margarita. So you use apple cider as the mixer. You use a little triple sec. Instead of using tequila, I actually go with the smoke effect, and I put in mezcal.
Okay.
So smoked agave, right? A lot of times it's 10 years smoked agave. They smoke it into the ground, different ways of doing that. I love it because I love scotch. So it's like the only tequila I can really drink well.
Okay. So what's the difference between tequila and mezcal?
It's the aging of it and the process of the aging. It's still using the agave, right? Like I said, it's more the 10 years of the aging. A lot of times they're smoking it underground or different processes they go through. And mezcal fans can totally call me out. I know there are some that watch this, so let me know. But
and with tequila, it's just distilled and...
I don't know. I've heard things about chasing a worm and some. I don't know. I stay away from it. Summer and skulls and stuff, it scares me. So
yes.
No, I go for straight the mezcal whenever I can find it. And it's in most liquor stores. So mezcal, and I mix it with apple cider, a little triple sec, any orange liqueur will do, lime juice, a little bit of maple syrup. And you can put on the rim like some salt sugar mix. Maybe add your pumpkin spice there, a little cinnamon.
Well, brown sugar or something.
And you'll notice that there's a little bit of garnish. I have a little lime. I have a little apple. Macintosh apples are delightful. Maybe a little wine sap.
Something down in here, too, floating around.
Oh, a little cinnamon stick.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah, and a little sprig of rosemary.
Okay.
So you put all this together, you mix it in, chill it for a little bit. Obviously, the garnish comes at the end. Put in some ice. And yeah, I put in a little bit of dry ice in there. So, Dan, let us enjoy. I've already made one for you, good sir. Here you go.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, man, it smells delicious.
So ours has been chilling for a little while, but the nice thing is sometimes you can even put a little lighter to the cinnamon stick, so it really gives some fragrance to it too.
Yeah.
As well as the rosemary. It's really nice on the nose when you're sipping it. Now, I will tell you that I do like putting dry ice in the drink, but you have to do it in a very careful way because dry ice is not something to fool around with, right?
Yeah.
A lot of times it's almost good to put it in like a bowl and put another thing on top of it you serve out of so that you never get the dry ice because consuming dry ice can be very, very dangerous.
Yeah, I've heard.
So, anyways, we're having the non-dry ice version, but it's fun to look at the one that you could have.
Definitely.
Put it in.
And this is fabulous. I mean, this tastes like fall in a glass. Like, if we're needing to get ready for Halloween, like, this get up, this drink, I mean, this is awesome.
Witch doctor,
Oh,
clearly.
okay.
Or a charlatan, one might say.
Oh, this is beautiful.
This is tasty. All right. So then the question becomes, what in the world do we pair with this?
So, obviously something spooky, right?
Oh, something spooky. Well, not too scary. I'm actually going with an amazingly family-friendly game that you can play, or you can play with your friends. It is one of my favorite games, truly. probably one of my top 10 favorite games. It's Quacks of Quedlinburg.
Oh,
Love this game.
It's a great one.
Love this game. And the guy who produced it is Wolfgang.
Yep.
Warschreit. And he also did a lot of things. Mind. He did a game. The Taverns.
Of Tiefenthal.
Tiefenthal, yep.
Yep.
So, another good one. But I love Quacks of Quedlinburg. So, it's kind of like a deck building game of sorts, but I call it the bag building game.
Yep.
Yes. Why? Because you get this little bag, right? And you get a couple tokens to start with. Oh, somebody didn't prep this bag. None in here. But there are these amazing tokens that you can get to put in your bag. Fun little things. These are the poinsettia stones. Think of it like ingredients. So the whole premise is that you're a charlatan, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like a witch doctor, somebody who's trying to put some spells together to make a potion.
Yeah.
Whatever it might be. And you're using all these different tokens are kind of like your ingredients. So you have some bugs. Oh, these delicious bugs and roots and things.
Dirty roots, yeah.
Dirty roots, yes. And so you put them in your bag and you pull them out to go across the board. So everybody starts with this fun little potion pot.
Big old cauldron.
Yeah, and you go around and around and kind of place your tiles as they come out. So obviously, throughout the game, you're able to buy more of these and upgrade your count so that you can go further and further. And the further along the track you get, the more resources you can get. You
Yep.
get rubies, ways to like make sure your potion doesn't explode. Mm-hmm. That's the thing you have to worry about because in your bag, there are always going to be these other little white, I forget what they're called.
The white chips, those
The
little
white
bomb
chips,
ones. Yeah.
the little ones that explode your potion. So
If you get too many of those, you can push your luck. You can keep pulling them out, but you hit too many. What is it? 7? Yeah.
7.
Yep.
Depending, and there are so many expansions. There's the Herb Witch expansion, the Alchemist expansion, the Big Box, the Mega Box.
Do they have a mega box?
They have a Mega Box.
Okay.
I know, and it came out a year after the Big Box. It's like, I gotta get them all. But unfortunately, no, I don't have either. But I do have all the expansions.
Gotcha.
So each of these tokens, the fun thing is the replayability. There are so many different options you can choose for what your tokens are worth. So there are like special abilities for each of these little ingredients that you're pulling out. And
Every time you pull out a certain color, that particular color token is going to do something cool this game.
But there are so many different kinds. I mean, I've got bins and bins and bins of different kinds. It's so much fun, and I love playing this game because it is very much push your luck. You'll get there and you'll kind of start doing the math sometimes. If you're one of those people that kind of thinks ahead, does the math in your mind, you'll say, okay, I've got 2 white 2 tokens and 3 white 1 tokens, but I've already got to 6, and I'm concerned I'm going to explode. Do I go one more? And the answer is always yes. And sometimes that's to your benefit, and sometimes it's to your downfall.
Of course.
But obviously, the game is all about victory points. So you go around this little track trying to score victory points over this many ages. It kind of falls along. And I'll tell you, one of the really cool concepts is how you can catch up in this game.
Oh, I love it.
Because Dan likes to jump out first, as always, as far and as fast as he can go.
That's my strategy in every game.
Just punch us in the face.
That's what I say. Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face.
And my plan is always slow but steady wins the race. And so in this board, it's really exceptional because you can see these little rat tails here. And so if somebody is ahead of you so many spaces, you get to get rat tails, which is like extra spaces in here to begin each round. So it puts you further and further in the pot, gives you kind of more ability to come on in a later game.
And it's super thematic to me because, so in my head, like, I mean, I kind of read the theme of this thing, but in my head, how this works is like you're making potions to take to like the witch, like farmer's market kind of dealie. So you're making your potion and you could throw some stuff in there, like there's pumpkins in here. You can get pumpkins. Pumpkins are like the one chip in here with no special ability at all. It's pure filler. So you can make your potion and stuff it full of pumpkins. It's not going to do anything cool though. The rat tails are the same way. Like, you can fill your potions with rat tails. Like, it's going to be nasty, but who cares? These are tourists, they're dumb tourists. Like, you can sell them a crap potion. They're never going to come back here. They're just visiting, right?
Exactly. Once they walk away, you're done.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the fun of the expansions. Herb Witches brings a lot of fun because it creates new ways to help make your potion maybe not explode. There are extra rewards for it, things you can double up. And then,
abilities there too.
It adds other abilities that are so nice. Again, more replayability. And then the Alchemist is all about starting to do the order fulfillment piece of it.
Okay. I haven't played the Alchemist yet.
Yeah, and even when you get the base game, there's this other side of the board, which is exciting, where you can kind of change it up. So both sides of the board are a little different, so you can play with a different scenario. So much fun. I just got with the base game, played it so many times.
Oh, yeah.
And then we were like, we have to get more.
Yep.
So,
and like you said, it's a great game. It's pretty lightweight. Like, you can play with the family. I mean, this one's easy. You can teach it in a few minutes. And, we've played this thing at a bar before, and we get some weird looks like, what are you guys doing?
especially when I'm dressed like this.
Yes, yeah.
But it plays 2 to 4 players, usually 45 to 60 minutes, not intense at all. Maybe an hour 15 with new players. But definitely, I would say pick that up. If you don't have it, find a copy. Came out in 2018, I think.
Something like that.
And it seems like they keep releasing new exciting things for it every year. So waiting to see what comes out this year.
Yeah. Well, awesome game. Awesome drink.
Yes, sir.
Love it.
All right. So, Dan, what'd you bring for this Halloween event?
Oh, man. Okay. So I'm gonna start off in the traditional boards and bottles method. Let me just get this a little bit out of the frame because I'm gonna need some room. This guy's big.
I better clear out.
All right. So what I've got for you guys tonight?
I'm so excited.
Oh, Cthulhu. Death May Die.
My goodness.
One of the worst names in board games.
I have to be honest, Dan. This is the first time you've brought a game out that I actually haven't played yet.
You haven't played this?
I've been dying to play
my
this.
goodness.
You know how much I love Eric Lang.
Yeah, this is Eric Lang and Rob Davio game. Oh, let's set some stuff on my house. So this game is you guys know we love Eric Lang. So this game is a dungeon crawl of sorts. It's a little bit zombie-side-ish, I might say. So in Death May Die, you've got a ton of characters that you're going to pick from. This is what your little character board is going to look like. And if you guys can see on here, there's a track going across the top for the insanity, and then we've got on the bottom, we've got health, and there's all of these cool abilities that we can get unlocked throughout the game. So what's going to happen is everybody's going to start off with a character. I'm hitting the table. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Chap would get mad. So everybody's going to start off with a character. The other thing you start off with, because what is going to be a Lovecraft game without things getting weird? Everybody's going to start off with an insanity, a madness.
Insanity, of course.
So they're going to be a little bit mad at the start of this. As they gain some damage, as they kill some monsters, they're going to grow. They're going to get crazy cool powers. Really neat dungeon crawl. One of the things I like the most about this, so I'm just fiddling around in here. I'm going to grab one of these things and not put my arms around you, Alex. Throw in some tokens. Throw in some tokens. Dice. Alrighty, we've got this giant board right here. So this board right here is going to dictate which old one we're using. The whole goal of this game is we've got to disrupt the ritual before an old one comes out. And in the base game, there's 2 old ones, so they're going to look like this. We've got Cthulhu here. Let me just show you. I mean, I'm sure you guys know with Simon how cool they do some stuff, but you just got to see how awesome Cthulhu looks in this game. I mean, look at that. Is that miniature? What is that? That thing's huge. Look at him.
It's not painted, though.
It is not. Rod would be
painted.
disappointed.
It's not painted, Dan.
So what's going to happen is throughout the game, we're going to have these little miniatures. We're going to select an old one, and as we draw some cards, this old one's going to move down this track. Once he hits the red, he's going to come out on the board and start trying to fight us. If we haven't disrupted the ritual in between the time it goes from green to red, we can't even damage him until this ritual is disrupted. And then if he makes his way all the way to the end of this thing, the world ends.
The world ends.
Yeah, sorry, folks.
Oh my gosh. You don't just lose.
No.
You lose for everyone.
Exactly. But one of the coolest parts about the game is, so every game you're going to select an old one. Every game you are also going to select a scenario. So the base game comes with, I think, 6 of these. So it's these little boxes here. I mean, it looks like this, and this is everything that's inside. So it's got its own set of cards, its own monster stack cards, and it's got a scenario. And the scenarios on these things are completely bonkers. Like, I mean, it starts off pretty generic. Like, you've got to disrupt a ritual, and there's some fires going on, but it gets crazy. I mean, some of these scenarios are... There's a cultist ice cream man that's brainwashing people with ice cream, and before these people turn into cultists, you can punch them in the face and zap them out of this trance that they're in. I mean, it's insane. There's another one with moose. What's plural? Moose.
Many much moosin'.
The bovine animal with big antlers. They're getting abducted by aliens. And you have to strap explosives to moose and then get them sucked up in the spaceship and this really out of this world stuff. Really out of this world stuff.
Am I right in thinking that there are probably more episodes that you can purchase?
There are. So yeah, this was a Kickstarter. The initial Kickstarter was kind of infamous for. They have this. Okay, so we think this guy's big, right? I mean, he's decent sized. They have one that's like that.
No way.
Yeah, I think he was like an extra $150 or something.
Oh my god!
It's supposed to be like the final level of this game. I did not buy it. I don't know anybody.
What?
I mean, so it's like $150 for this giant winged Cthulhu miniature that you're gonna play one scenario with, and I'm like, I don't need that. Like, I have nowhere to put that in my house. I mean, and I have played this game so many times. I don't feel like I need it. I did get all the Kickstarter stuff that comes along with it.
Very
There's
cool.
a season 2. There's a new Kickstarter that just came out recently that I think you can late back at the timing of this filming. Ooh. So there's plenty of content out for it. Really, really fun game. Totally gets you in the Halloween spirit. This is a good one. This is a wonderful one, and I'm excited to play this one with you guys tonight.
Oh, can we do the ice cream man one? That sounds amazing.
I got to figure out which one that one was.
Amazing.
Oh, it's so good. So yeah, Cthulhu. So
what did you bring to pair with Lovecraft?
where Alex is fancy, I'm a little more middle class fancy, maybe low class fancy. So Alex made these delicious cocktails, which he prepared with lots of love. I am also going to make a cocktail for us tonight. So this was my first margarita of 2023. Now we're about to have my second margarita. We need to plan these, man. We need to talk before we do these episodes. So where Alex made his from scratch, I made mine from the grocery store.
I can already see this game trending down our list already.
Sorry. I was trying to get the fancy, the Trace Agaves, but Total Wine was out of Trace Agaves mix, so we are stuck with the Cuervo margarita.
Just add Jose Cuervo.
Yeah, but we're not going to be adding Jose Cuervo because that's
Is
gross.
that allowed?
That's gross.
I think you might get sued by the company.
Really?
No, definitely not. They won't watch it.
Alrighty, so what we're going to do here, I'm going to measure this bad boy out. We are going to get exactly what we asked for.
You're so about the proportions.
Dude, I am an accountant, so I can't eyeball things. Things have to be exact. When you say 1-to-1, it needs to be 1-to-1. I don't want 1.1-to-1. I want 1-to-1.
Then don't ask me what's in this drink, because the proportions are a little, what tastes good?
But what I'm going to mix this with,
Ooh, Sagamore.
we're not having a margarita. So Cthulhu comes from a place in the Antarctic called Ryla. Ryla?
I'll take your word for it.
So we're having Rylaritas. This is Sagamore Spirits. This is an 8-year Maryland rye. And we're going to have some Rylaritas. So I'm measuring this in exact proportions. So
Your cocktail making is just unbelievable.
you know, I never tended bar or anything in college. I frequented many bars in college.
You think you would have picked it up?
No. Drank a lot of beer in college. I mean, that's hard for bartenders to screw up. All right, so yes, we have proportions mixed. This is very complicated. Margarita mix, rye, So Sagamore Spirits Rye is pretty cool. It's out of Maryland. It's actually the guy that owns Under Armour decided to start a side project.
That's right.
And I think he has a place that was owned by the Biltmores, maybe?
Wasn't he from Maryland?
He might have been. And Maryland Rye's got a pretty cool history. So prior to Prohibition, I think Maryland was the number 3 producer of whiskey, and it was this rye whiskey. Prohibition hit, and I guess Maryland people really follow the rules, and they just pretty much stopped. So it's been non-existent until recently. And now we have Sagamore Spirits, which is trying to bring back Maryland Rye. So
cheers.
Enjoy. That is quite lovely.
Tangy.
Yeah.
Got a little tang.
It does.
A little creaminess at the end, too.
It's probably the high-quality Cuervo. The Cuervo margarita mix.
Wow. Well, there that is. Tasty. Thanks, Dan.
No problem. Yeah,
So that'll pair well with this when we think about the Arctic and the end of the world coming.
definitely. I was hoping that this would be a little more green. As we can see, it's not. But
Your proportions were off.
maybe we need to throw some lime in there, make some tentacles sticking out of it. I don't know.
There it is.
But yeah, that's what we've got on deck for the guys tonight. So,
all right. So how are we going to rate these, Dan? We've got a list of over 20 game pairings now.
Oh man,
Truly,
we're outdoing ourselves.
So we'll start with yours. I love the Sound of Cthulhu. I can't wait to play it. That sounds like an amazing game. I love Eric Lang.
It's delightful.
It seems funky and out there. I love the insanity aspect of it, where you can go wildly crazy.
It's cool, and you'll like it. I mean, you're a sucker for a dungeon crawl, just like me. So this is going to be right up our alley.
So I immediately am looking at the Camel Up and your bourbon pineapple lemonade.
This surpasses that.
Excellent. How
Definitely.
high does it go? Because I don't think it gets to the Dune. I'm not sure that it beats Champions.
Yeah, I'm thinking below Champions,
Above Paleo.
maybe.
All right. That puts it squarely at 13. You heard it here, folks. 13.
Awesome Halloween number.
Oh, look at you go.
It is.
All right. And then what do we think for this amazing, unbelievable Quacks of Quedlinburg with an apple cider margarita?
I think that's pretty exceptional right there. Gosh. I'm looking in the top 10 for this. It's just where in the top 10?
I don't know, but I know that you have to dress up. You have to sing chants around the cauldron when you do this. There better be a bubbling cauldron somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a great game. It doesn't even need to be around Halloween, but just Halloween brings it out.
Oh,
so
sure.
much more.
Well, at game night, once we get all the dry ice going everywhere and people are reaching in their cauldrons, it's going to be a blast. So, I mean, my speculation of how this is going to go, I mean, I'm looking in, gosh.
Right below Tyrants?
That's where I'm looking. It's like that space-based Tyrants, Orleans territory. So,
Yeah.
maybe between Tyrants and Orleans. I can see that.
Okay, I like it. Quacks.
I mean, the costume gets you bonus points.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Extra credit.
All right, we got it. That breaks into the top 10.
It does.
All
It does. I
right.
mean, this is a great pairing on both parts. It's going to be a very good Halloween game night.
Now, did I hear you mention something that we might have our first giveaway?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, in 2 weeks, we're going to have our very first giveaway.
And one lucky subscriber is going to get a coaster with our likeness on it. Right, Dan?
We might even be able to sign it for him.
Oh, a likeness signatured, signed coaster. No, only kidding aside, you will get that. But also, I think you're going to get a little special something. You might be able to sample what we are drinking that day.
That would be awesome.
I think it would. So, like we said, like us, subscribe us. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we're going to pick one of our lucky subscribers to get not only one, but probably 2 samples of drinks with us next time.
That's going to be too cool.
I'm excited.
Yeah, we don't bug you guys about liking and subscribing very often, but we're trying to grow the channel, and that's what we've got to do. So
Dry ice
Please.
is expensive.
it is.
No, it's really not. But anyways, it's cool looking.
So the Uber rides home, they add up too.
Well, anyway, thank you so much for watching, and what do we say, Dan?
Yeah, game hard, drink responsibly. Cheers, Alex.
Cheers, Dan.